Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Right now in Good Day Orlando at 8, a major winter storm is causing a lot of headaches for travelers still trying to get home after the holidays. And we're getting a look at how it's going for travelers at MCO this morning. I'm hearing not so great.
Not so great.
Yeah.
And this is tough because they're getting back to regular life now. That cold air and winter weather is impacting Central Florida as well. Get ready for the temperatures to drop, but maybe not as much as we had expected. We're going to talk to Brooks about that in just a second. And David Martin is live in Volusia County this morning. Good morning, David. Happy Monday.
Ryan, happy Monday to you and happy New Year as well. Well, we find ourselves in DeLand, Florida. What used to be the 100-year-old Trinity United Methodist Church has been converted into 15 apartments, a food hall, and multiple venue spaces called Northwest Square. We're going to give you a complete tour here, and it is stunning. Live on the 8 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando.
David, good stuff. Looking forward to that. I was in DeLand yesterday. Of course, my mom lives there. So many great places in DeLand. And David finds them out there. Good morning. I'm Ryan Elijah.
And I'm Amy Koffa. We're so glad you're here. Let's check in on the weather right now because some big changes are coming our way. And Brooks is all over it for us. Hey, Brooks.
Good morning, Amy. We've got a cold front to the west. And after a warm day today, we're really going to cool things down tomorrow. We're going to be a windy one today. Highs in the upper 70s. Beautiful spring-like weather today. There's a live view from our Grills Lakeside camera, Lake Fairview, where it's a mild 53 degrees. Once the sun rises, that's a warm sun. It's going to warm up really fast today. 54 Claremont right now, 56 at Daytona Beach. Hour by hour, we're looking at about 72 by 1, a nice warm 72, up to 78 by 4. And our rain chances today will remain low until about 4 to 5 o'clock when we've got a band of thunderstorms rolling through. 1 or 2 could be on the strong side, but overall it looks like about a 30 or 40 minute window during that period of actual rain. So it's not going to be a rainy day today, just a little band of a couple of storms rolling through, just a warm and windy one followed by the big chill. Giving you an idea of what's going on, this cold front's going to bring some chilly air to the region. Highs only tomorrow in the 50s. A couple of isolated showers out ahead of the front through 5. Front rolling through probably around commute time and then making its way to the coastline and allowing for that cold air to filter in. So look at the temperatures around the nation. We're not going to sample it this cold, but it's 2 in Minneapolis. It's 21 in Dallas. It's 31 in Houston. That's really cold for Texas, by the way. And we're going to catch just a little piece of this coming up. I'll show you how low it goes and how long that will last. But yeah, we're this close away from some problems, but it looks like we're going to dodge that one. All right, let's take a look at our Skyfox traffic. Jessica is in with the latest.
Yeah, we are tracking a couple of incidents, one of those being on I-95 in Brevard County. This is actually going to be fairly close to the Rockledge area. This is going to be a crash where the shoulder's blocked off on I-95 southbound, and it is causing quite a bit in the way of some delays. Lots of red on I-95 southbound, so keep that in mind if you're trying to head that direction. You certainly want to give yourself at least a couple of extra minutes, if not seek an alternate route entirely. I-4, though, near Darrell Carter Parkway is where we also have a crash that has a left lane blocked off. It's just before you hit that exit 71 where SeaWorld is. That is where you're experiencing a lot in the way of some delays in that spot. So give yourself plenty of time. We're looking at a drive time from Champions Gate of at least around an hour. Right now, our drive time shows 57 minutes. So just give yourself lots of time to get out the door on this Monday morning. It's 8:03. I'll send it back over to you, Amy and Ryan, at the desk.
Also developing this morning, investigators believe a person was acting in self-defense when they shot and killed someone else in a Lake Mary neighborhood. It happened Sunday morning. Neighbors say that they heard 3 gunshots in the Notting Hill community of Oakmont condominiums. This is right off of Lake Mary Boulevard. Deputies say the person who pulled the trigger got into an argument with a man and a woman. He was reportedly attacked by the man as he tried to leave, so he shot him. The woman was shot in the hand. Neighbors say it was all over very quickly.
My husband said that he heard some shots go off at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Him and a couple other neighbors came out and they immediately saw the sirens and the lights bouncing off the buildings. And I guess they tried to give the person that was shot CPR and he was immediately dead.
No charges have been filed yet. Deputies say all 3 people did know each other. Well, caught on camera, a Flagler County deputy using his patrol car to ram a convicted felon right off a bicycle.
Yeah, it's pretty dramatic video. Deputies say the suspect fled from a traffic stop in Bunnell and biked to Palm Coast. You'll see the video here of the second encounter. It appears to show Michael McDermott right here pulling out a gun and tossing it. The deputy then rams McDermott with his car, sending him into the bushes. He was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Deputies say McDermott's got a long criminal history and is now facing an even longer history. Deputies say they found the gun as well, as he will face more charges.
Right now, winter weather is wreaking havoc on many of our friends up to the north and also creating a lot of chaos at airports across the country.
Some of the single-digit numbers in the snow has been staggering. A winter storm warning is in effect for most of the East Coast, and a lot of snow expected to fall today. Morgan Parrish joining us live from Orlando International Airport. Different story there, Morgan, but I know a lot of people impacted there. What's it look like this morning?
Ryan, good morning. Yeah, it's pretty busy out here. Not as chaotic as it was on Friday. You can see these long lines, and that wait time says about 43 to 47 minutes. But MCO is just winding down from that busy travel season. Yesterday actually wrapped up that peak between Christmas and New Year's, and people still traveling for the holidays. But we are checking in on all of those cancellations and delays. Checking in on the board right now. I'm already seeing several from New York canceled, Cincinnati canceled, Cleveland, and this is what we're really seeing across the country, but total delays at the airport already and 48 cancellations. So right now you are encouraged to contact your airline to get some updates, and the impacted areas are getting heavy snow and freezing drizzle that's turning those roadways into sheets of ice. So passengers that are headed to the Midwest or up north say they're considering other options as they wait for updates. So again, pretty busy out here at the airport this morning. People seem like they are still in good spirits, like my friend over here, getting some dance moves in early this morning. But we're going to try to catch up with some passengers, see who actually is heading up Midwest, see if they have any cancellations or delays that they're dealing with this morning. For now, reporting live from MCO, I'm Morgan Parrish, Fox 35 News.
Yeah, Morgan, I'm glad he's dancing because that line looks terrible out there. I mean, the worst we've seen in a while.
I know. I guess that's all you can do, right?
Right. And that's just to get through security. Wow. All right. Thanks, Morgan.
Yeah, exactly. I hope they got some food this morning.
Morgan, thanks. All right, we're kicking off the first full year of 2025, and a lot of people are not starting with a clean slate as well. We're talking financially. So nearly half of Americans still paying off 2023 holiday debt.
Oh, boy. All right, well, coming up, we're going to talk to a personal finance expert about how you can try to get that back on track. And let's check in with David Martin. He is live in DeLand at a beautiful new place to go. Hey, David.
And live, Amy. Good morning to you. This is a story of history and amazing transformation of said history. Welcome to Northwest Square in DeLand, Florida, Volusia County. It used to be the Trinity United Methodist Church. It is now home for many people. Don't mind the yoga class here in the courtyard. This happens almost every day here. There are 15 different apartments. There's a food hall inside, multiple wedding and event spaces inside. It's gorgeous. We'll give you a complete tour coming up live on Good Day Orlando.
Around the clock.
Depend on us, the Fox 35 Storm Team.
First, wake up with me on Good Day Orlando. I'll prepare you for your day ahead so you have everything you need before you head out the door.
Then when the day winds down, join me weeknights on Fox 35 News. Get a look ahead at tomorrow and know what's coming. Then relax and enjoy your night.
No matter what the weather throws your way, from morning
to night, depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Good Day Orlando, sponsored by Casa Leon Jewelers, your trusted jeweler since 1945.
Welcome back. It is the first Money Monday of the new year, and we are talking about getting back on track financially post-holidays. Nearly half of Americans are still paying off holiday debt from 2023. So let's bring in our dear friend, Jade Warshaw. She is a personal finance expert and co-host of The Ramsey Show. Great to see you, Jade. How are you?
Hey, Amy. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. All right, good stuff. January 23rd with Jade. That is going to be a not miss TV moment. So we look forward to that. Great to see you, Jade.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Take care. Jade is a finance expert and co-host of The Ramsey Show. All right.
Such an important topic.
It really is, and it's so hard for a lot of people. All right, let's talk weather, Brooks.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know what? Our wealth today will be in our beautiful weather, that's for sure. Daytona Beach right now, 56 degrees. A live view from the Hard Rock Hotel cam. We're going to warm up today to the middle and upper 70s before the bottom drops out. Yeah, that's right. The interest to cruise overnight, you could say, the interest of wintertime. And well, it's going to hit us in the pocketbook tomorrow because it's going to be cold with mid-50s for highs. Here's a look at where the cold front is right now across the Panhandle, moving through Panama City Beach. This narrow band of downpours and occasional thunder and lightning will roll through our area this evening, probably close close to 5 or 6 o'clock for the evening commute. This morning, Gene Bullock in Deltona, our Fox 35 weather spotter with 50. Karen Rice, Ocala, 52. Deanna Smith in Old Town's got 58 degrees, so overall pretty mild out there considering the time of the year. 55 for Paul in Rockledge. Steve Hurst has some mild weather. Lynn Law and Gotha 51. Joel in Claremont 52. Ocala right now 55 degrees. The sun rising, no frost there this morning, but the wind is going to kick up. The wind will be a big factor for us today, region-wide with 35-mile-per-hour gusts possible. Ocala's best chance for rain between 1 and 3 p.m. with a temperature there about 73 degrees at 1 o'clock, and then things quiet down tonight. So let's take a look at the front. It moves into the Nature Coast around noon, and then we'll see it kind of moving toward the east with isolated downpours developing here and there. And then as far as Orlando goes, our best shot's going to be between about 5 and 6 p.m. for a downpour or a brief thunderstorm before it clears the coast. Our overall rain chance today is 40%. And there's an outside chance that 1 or 2 storms could have some damaging wind gusts, ranking them as severe. That would most likely be up toward Ocala, Gainesville, and Jacksonville. Keep an eye on that for you, of course. So let's talk about it. Isolated afternoon storms today, a warm one, and then tomorrow morning sharply cooler with wind chills in the mid-20s possible in our viewing area, and then highs only reaching the middle 50s for tomorrow through the middle of the week. A big change from today's high of 78 in Orlando, 79 in Palm Bay, and 74 degrees in Ocala. And look at the future winds. They're going to start ramping up to about 35 miles per hour to the west and then pushing into Orlando. So this may impact the launch today at 12:21 p.m. just after lunchtime. The Falcon 9 launch may be scrubbed due to high winds. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, a pretty decent weather setup at that hour of the day. Big snowstorm up here across the Northeast. Winter storm warnings from New Jersey all the way back through Kentucky. That's going to interrupt travel today with an additional 8 to 12, maybe even up to 18 inches possible across parts of the Delmarva Peninsula. Here's a shot from Wildwood, New Jersey right now, the Wildwood Boardwalk. It is just coming down. Look at that snow there. Wow. A reminder what winter looks like. We watch winter on our TV here in Florida. It's going to feel winter-like, at least our brand of winter, midweek with highs in the mid and upper 50s. At night, upper 30s, but in Gainesville, tomorrow morning, we may crack freezing. So there's a freeze warning for Alachua County tomorrow, although it looks like despite the looking ahead of the cold weather, and this would be about the time it gets here. Remember we were talking about that last week, that it's not going to be quite as bad, to say the least. It will be cold with 50s for highs, but it doesn't look like we're going to have those blockbuster freezing temperatures at night, which is great news for our plants, lawns, and gardens. Look for 60s this weekend. A little rain on Saturday, followed by a clearing day on Sunday. Good news for the Disney Marathon. All right, let's take a look at our forecast this morning. We've got a picture sent in from Nixon. Actually, no, this is Nixon, unless I think Nixon sent it in himself. He's got pause, but he can text. This is Nixon. He's 8 years old. He loves all food and loves getting presents. And who doesn't? What a good dog. We love sharing your dog photos and your cat photos. Send them in to fox35orlando.com/fur-cast, and we'll get them on the air. Oh, I'll give Nixon a scratch for us this morning.
Oh,
Jessica's looking out there.
Yeah, he looks like a very good boy. But let's talk about the traffic, because we are seeing a couple of incidents that are causing some delays. And we have another crash to report. This is going to be where we have the roadway closed at State Road 19 in the northbound direction. So this is going to be close to O'Brien Road. That's where we do have in Lake County, just south of Orange Blossom there. That is where we have that incident taking place. So it's a good idea to avoid that area. Unclear of how long it's going to be closed down for. We also have that crash that has the shoulder blocked off on I-95 in the southbound direction. Looks like they have moved the camera around. Looks like they're maybe trying to push it off the roadway so they can get traffic moving along once again. And then on North Cimarron Boulevard in the southbound direction near Aloma Avenue, to be more specific, is where we still have, it looks like, one lane blocked off there. So we're going to continue to keep a close eye. This is where Skyfox is at this hour. Looks like Lynx Bus, and then we also have one law enforcement vehicle there. So we'll keep you posted if that is open to back up all the way. 8:22, time now for a look at some of our gas prices. $3.07 with Pump Patrol. That's at the Sunoco. This is going to be in Claremont at Florida 50, Highway 50, and Anderson Street. Head over to our website, fox35orlando.com, to find more really great deals on gas prices to save you a couple of dollars. All right, Amy, Ryan, back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jess. And Brooks, coming up here on Good Day Orlando, the stars were out for the Golden Globes last night.
So we're going to take a look at some of the winners next. Plus, David Martin is live in Volusia County discovering parts of DeLand. Good morning, David.
Good morning. I'm enjoying the musical performance this morning of Sean Holcomb here in the beer garden, which is in the backyard of the Northwest Square, which used to be the Trinity United Methodist Church here in DeLand. I know it's a crazy story, but the church is 100 years old. It's now been transformed into a space where you can live and come and eat. This is where the the residents park their cars. By the way, that's a staircase direct to the 3rd story. There are 3 apartments on the 3rd story of the church. And this is the beer garden here, where people can come out and enjoy live music often on weeknights and weekend nights. And on beyond the folks there, that's where the public would park for the food hall. So yeah, you're invited to come out here every day of the week, eat with the folks, and maybe get a rental if you can, if you want to live up here. But I got bad news about that. They sold out real quick. We'll get the whole story coming up live on Good Day Orlando. Don't go anywhere.
Good Day Orlando is brought to you in part by Launch Credit Union. Go beyond.
All right, welcome back. 8:26 this morning. Let's turn to entertainment news. The awards season begins with the 82nd Annual Golden Globe Awards.
So last night's show honoring the best on the big and small screen. The big winners were The Brutalist, which took Best Drama, Best Performance by a Male Actor for Adrian Brody, and Best Director for Brady Corbet. Zoe Saldana won for her supporting role in the musical film Emilia Perez, and Demi Moore won Best Performance for her role in The Substance. It was Demi Moore's first ever win at the Golden Globes and her 3rd nomination.
A big night for her. Well, coming up on Good Day Orlando, an update on the future of a nearly abandoned mall, and it's not the last update.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a new timeline now to overhaul the Seminole Town Center in Sanford, and we're checking in with Fox 35's David Martin, who he is at a place that was recently overhauled and that we can all go visit now. Hi, David.
And you can live in it too. I know what you're all saying. All right, David, let's get inside the beautiful brand new Northwest Square, which used to be the Trinity United Methodist Church here in DeLand for 100 years. We're going to send Paolo in first because when you walk in, you realize you're in for something special. This is the former sanctuary, now a wedding venue and an event space that you can rent out. Who's behind all of this massive transformation? Miss Jessica and Mr. Chris Levings. They own it. We'll get to talk to them coming up after the break here on Good Day Orlando.
Wake up with Brooks Garner. Weekday mornings on Good Day Orlando. Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And right now at 8:30, is city planning to crack down on new development, the problem they are hoping to solve.
Also, a race car driver making his Daytona 500 extra special. Why he says he is returning to the track after just being away from the sport he loves for a couple of years.
Would almost set a new record. We're going to talk to him live. Plus, we're tracking some storm chances this morning. We're going to time it out for you. But I guess the good news is maybe it's not as bad as it could have been.
Right. Unless you get out of school between 3 and 5 o'clock. Is that right?
Right.
Sports, there could be a little window of a little bit of rain for us.
See, even the mention of school for most people, it's like they're back to school today.
Back to school.
I know. Sorry,
Jarring.
kids.
Tough night for parents, too, probably getting ready.
Well, yeah.
It's
School
true.
buses back out on the roads, and we've had some slowdowns.
It's been very busy this morning. I mean, as expected, it's a Monday plus like the first Monday back from a holiday. So just, give yourself plenty of extra time, more than usual.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there is quite a few slowdowns.
Good advice.
So.
And weather-wise, we've got some huge changes coming our way. Upper 70s today for highs, and then only in the 50s tomorrow. And there could be a freeze north of Gainesville tomorrow. It's going to feel cold here, but not freezing, like technically. So you don't have to cover up the plants. Here's a look outside. Just to give you, this is like the juxtaposition between two cities. Here's Daytona Beach, 56 degrees right now, pretty mild. A lot of sunshine. We'll reach the mid-70s today. Meanwhile, check this out. This is up in Virginia. It's an absolute snow globe. This is at a local marina there in Woodbridge, Virginia. This is just south of Washington, D.C. And it is just coming down in clumps of snow with temperatures in the upper 20s. And they could see anywhere from 8 to 16 inches of snow. And so they'll be measuring that snow with a ruler today. We'll be measuring our sunshine with a yardstick. Lots of sunshine, abundant sunshine today. But our party comes to an end with this cold front moving through. Right now it's in the Panhandle, bringing some showers, maybe a thunderstorm to our region for about a 30-minute window between roughly 4 and 5 p.m. And then the cool air will start to filter in. So as we have the snow flying behind us in this live picture up in Virginia, it's kind of fun to look at our temperatures. We'll be up to 78 today for the high temperature, 40% chance for a thunderstorm. One or two of those could be on the strong side, especially well north of Orlando, up toward Gainesville and also Ocala with damaging wind gusts, but there's just a slight chance. Okay, coming up, we'll talk about the timing of this cold weather moving in, how low it goes, how long it'll last. First off, though, Skyfox traffic time. With the kids coming back to school, I bet traffic's a little bit busier.
Yeah, definitely give yourself a couple of extra minutes. I can't say that enough because we've seen a lot in the way of delays. And as you're trying to get back in the swing of things, I think everyone is kind of on this Monday morning. So here's a live view of our Lake Mary Tower Cam, where we can see traffic is now crawling on I-4 in the westbound direction. Eastbound, you're in good shape. So as you're heading from Lake Mary, the Sanford area, wherever that might be, just to the north of downtown Orlando, if you're heading towards downtown, you're going to likely run into some delays. So keep that in mind and be sure to give yourself at least an extra, I would give yourself at least an extra 15 minutes if you're maybe heading from the Lake Mary area into downtown Orlando. But otherwise, we haven't had too many other major issues on our major thoroughfares, but you can see a 19-minute commute versus our usual 13-minute commute from Lake Mary Boulevard into downtown Orlando. Even Daytona to Orlando, you're up to almost an hour on I-4 westbound. But if you're traveling on the 417, you're in much better shape. If you're heading to the airport from Lake Mary, just a 27-minute commute there. 8:34, I'll send it back over to you guys at the desk.
Jessica Brooks, thanks. 8:34, as Jess was saying, we do have a lot of stories to follow, including a new restriction on residential developments.
That is what one city in Volusia County is going to be talking about during their council meeting today. And Fox 35's Caroline Coles is live from Edgewater City Hall to talk more about it. And Caroline, city leaders are actually slated to vote on that today.
That's right. Good morning to you. This proposed plan would essentially put a stop to all brand new home construction here in Edgewater if the council votes yes to this. This is all an effort to rectify some of the flooding concerns that we've seen in this area for quite a long time now. Neighbors saying they are sick and tired of how bad it gets here in terms of flooding, and they want the city to step in and do something about it. So this freeze would not impact everything. Commercial and industrial projects along Park Avenue and the US 1 corridor would be exempt. Plus, nearly 12,000 homes already approved for construction will keep moving forward. So in terms of what happens next, well, if the city council votes yes to this moratorium, it will go into effect immediately, giving city officials really some time to figure out what to do next in terms of fixing some of the flooding concerns. Reporting live here in Edgewater this morning, I'm Caroline Coles, Fox 35 News.
Thank you, Caroline. Well, a man is facing charges after troopers say he drove off after hitting and killing a bicyclist. This happened Friday in Seminole County, right along Creeks Bend Drive at Redbug Lake Road. Florida Highway Patrol says the cyclist was in the crosswalk when the driver, Kyle Isbecki, hit him while making a right turn. We are told a witness followed Isbecki to a nearby parking lot where he was later arrested. The 62-year-old victim died at a local hospital. Isbecki is charged with leaving the scene of a crash. Deputies say those charges could be upgraded.
One update now on the Seminole Town Center and its future development. The sale is still on, but it's not going to be finalized anytime soon. More groups are now joining the deal. Sanford's economic developer saying with so many sellers involved and now more buyers interested, everyone needs to come together to make sure that this deal happens. And he said that's going to take time. Demolition originally scheduled to start this month, but now developers are saying we should see that work begin within 4 to 6 months. And we're checking out a 100-year-old church in DeLand that was just remodeled in a big way.
So this is called Northwest Square. It has apartment buildings, a food hall, event spaces. David Martin is joining us live this morning to show us around. Hi, David.
Good morning, Amy. Hello, Ryan. It is my sincere honor and pleasure to introduce you to the owners of Northwest Square, Chris and Jessica Levings. And good morning to both of you. Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Okay, so we are standing in the sanctuary of the old Trinity United Methodist Church of DeLand. 100 years. Imagine all the services and the weddings that happened here. But today it's a wedding venue that anyone can book for their own weddings or any event. Do I have that right?
Any event, yep.
And so what did it look like when you bought it, Chris?
This room, much the same as it does now. We did remove the pews to give us some more flexibility in what we could do with the space, which entailed removing some of the bigger stage. But one thing that was really neat is taking out the stage that was built in 1959. We discovered underneath the original stage from 1926, and we're able to reincorporate that into the design. So everything from the floor up is reused, most of it original from the original construction.
Fantastic. Much history and personal history for you. All right, so we got a lot more to show, and we will here in the 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock hours. Tell our audience what the website is for all the information.
NorthwestSquare.com.
NorthwestSquare.com. And Amy and Ryan, if you want to get an apartment here, the next one that will be available, we think is in July. And there's no waiting list yet, but clearly there will be.
Yes. We haven't started a waiting list, but we do get calls all the time.
This is fantastic. Congratulations on all this, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll continue the tour in the next hour of Good Day Orlando. Back to you, Amy and Ryan.
I love all the history too, David. That's
amazing
fascinating.
concept.
Yeah, thank you. Well, coming up on Good Day Orlando, she's beauty, she's grace, she is Miss America.
And so we're going to take a look at the pageant that unfolded in downtown Orlando over the weekend. And he's 65 years old, but there's no stopping him. A race car driver is planning to return to the Daytona International Speedway, would be close to the oldest driver that track has ever seen in the 500. We're going to talk to him live next.
The Fox 35 Care Force, it's our commitment to Central Florida.
The largest walk in the country.
We raise money and get school supplies to families in need.
We're helping over 1,000 families with full Thanksgiving baskets this year.
The Fox 35 Care Force, depend on us.
Good Day Orlando is sponsored by Frank Gay Services, your trusted AC, electrical, plumbing, and drains expert since 1976.
Welcome back. It's 8:45 on this Monday morning, January 6th. The kids are back to school, and we're back to the spring-like warmth with mid and upper 70s on the way today before a cold front this evening knocks us down into the 50s for much of this week. 56 in Daytona Beach right now. This will be about our high temperature here tomorrow. Hard Rock Hotel Cam. It'll be a windy one today, but look at what's happening to our north. This is in Virginia at Mount Vernon. Yeah, historic Mount Vernon, Washington's home and burial site, and it is just absolutely coming down. Can you imagine being a colonial back in 1777, fighting the British, training in Valley Forge and seeing scenes like this? That was the endurance that our troops faced. Amazing scenes there, history and present. Storm tracker radar, we've got some rain here in the Panhandle. They'll be pushing across Panama City. And we've got the snow in the background here while we look at our hour-by-hour forecast. From 57 at 9 up to 78 by 4. Quite a juxtaposition there between the two scenes. We got a 40% chance for some thunderstorms, though, as these air masses battle it out. And in doing so, one or two could be on the strong side with potentially damaging wind gusts, straight line winds. So a cold front coming in about midday is going to bring some showers up to Ocala, the Villages. One or two of these could be on the strong side. As the front moves eastward, it should lose any punch as far as severe weather is concerned, so our chance is much lower in Orlando, points south and east. But there is still some rain on the way. Around 6 o'clock, there'll be about a 30 to 45-minute window for some downpours, followed by some cooler weather. Yeah, the cool weather is going to filter southward. But here's a look at that higher chance for severe weather from Bushnell up through Gainesville, Palm Coast. It's possible, not likely today, just a marginal chance. So isolated afternoon gusty storms, then wind chills tomorrow morning behind that front between 25 and 35, and highs only in the 50s midweek. So it's going to be a big change compared to today's 78 in Orlando, 79 in Palm Bay, and 76 at Daytona Beach. Winds today are going to pick up. We're going to have wind gusts today between 30 and up to maybe 40 miles an hour through midday as this front pushes through the region. Now, this may impact the launch operations for the Falcon 9, set to go at about 12:21 p.m., giving it about a 70% chance for a go because the winds may violate launch constraints. All that heavy snow extends westward from St. Louis to New Jersey right now, and the heaviest of it, where this winter storm warning is in effect, is in the Tidewater region, home of D.C. and all those locations I was showing you there at Mount Vernon, where they could see an additional 12 to 18 inches of snow. It is certainly snowing out there. Pretty wild to see all that snow indeed. All right, tomorrow morning, 35 degrees will be the low in Ocala, 33 in Gainesville, 39 in Orlando. With the wind, it's going to feel like it's in the mid-20s to the north and west. It'll feel like it's around 28 in Orlando. That's just the feels like temperature, though. That's not the actual temperature. So it's not like plant freezing weather, at least for Orlando. But in Gainesville, there is a freeze warning in effect for tomorrow. Windy today. Tomorrow's a Fox 35 weather impact day. Chilly, chilly weather from Tuesday through Thursday. Then warming up a little bit this weekend, but it comes at the cost of some rain on Saturday. That could impact the half marathon for the Disney Marathon weekend. But the marathon itself on Sunday looks to be a lot better. Well, in today's weather, baby, we look no further than this little elf. Jasper Lobo from Kissimmee loves to drink milk and sleep and moonlights as Santa's little helper. How cute. The words on the ladder read, believe. All right, well, we'd love to share your bundle of joy. Go to fox35orlando.com/weather-babies. All right, Jessica, let's take a last view of our Skyfox traffic.
Yeah, things have certainly been a little on the busy side, to say the least, this morning. So as you're heading out the door, keep in mind we do have a couple of slowdowns, specifically on I-4 in the eastbound direction on an already busy stretch. So close to the outlets, SeaWorld, as you're heading on I-4 eastbound, so towards downtown Orlando, you're going to experience some delays due to the fact that they still are trying to clear up this crash where the left-hand shoulder, if not the whole left-hand lane, has been blocked off. So seeing a reduced lane there. So that's causing a lot in the way of some congestion in that particular spot. We are in the red. So if you're heading from Champions Gate to downtown, you're looking at least around an hour commute, around 36 minutes if you're heading from the attractions downtown, and then Lake Mary to downtown, 22 minutes. So we do have a a couple of incidents and some slowdowns out there, so just keep that in mind and give yourself plenty of time to reach your destination safely. It is 8:49. We will be right back with more Good Day Orlando coming up after the break.
Taylor.
We do have some breaking news, Jess, that we want to bring you. Just real quick, Jacksonville Jags have now fired head coach Doug Peterson. This comes after that 26-23 loss to the Colts. It was the team's 18th loss in its last 23 games. So Jacksonville finished the season 4 wins and 13 losses. And keeping their GM, is that right?
Keeping their GM, which is being talked about a lot on Twitter right now. Well, former NASCAR driver Mike Wallace returning to racing. The now 65-year-old will enter the Daytona 500 in this year's number 66 Ford. His return comes 13 months after he lost his wife of 44 years, who died of cancer last January. Wallace last competed in the NASCAR Cup Series back in 2015, also at Daytona. He's got a history of winning there as well, coming home with wins in the Xfinity Series and the truck race and ARCA Menard Searing. And joining us right now is Mike Wallace, the driver himself. Mike, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So let's start with the obvious question. Welcome back, by the way. And you've got a lot of inspiration to race for. Mike, we're looking forward to cheering you on and looking forward to seeing you here in Daytona. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Come see us and let's all hang out in Victory Lane together.
I would love to do it. Amy's here as well. And we will see you. We're in, Mike.
Come on, Amy. You're a partier.
Weeks.
All right. We'll be down there. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Daytona 500 will be here before you know it. We'll be right back.
Today's Weather Baby is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
There are two things that are very important to me. Family and community, both are very close to my heart.
Ryan Elijah, weekdays on Good Day Orlando.
So much news, weather, and traffic coming your way this morning.
All right, let's check in with Deborah. She's got a preview of what's new in our 9 o'clock hour. Hi, Deb.
Hey, good morning, guys. So coming up here on Good Day Orlando at 9 o'clock, high school seniors are getting ready to move on. It's almost time for college, and a local school counselor is sharing her advice to make these last days really impactful for students and parents. Plus, a band director for nearly 30 years. He's now being honored at the Grammy Awards. So we're going to talk to him live on the Curvy Couch. All of that is coming up here on Good Day Orlando at 9 o'clock. We'll see you soon.
Good Day Orlando is sponsored by Grills Lakeside.